dry, so we have them soaking here to re-wet them. They're rather large tea bags. They're not tea bags you would use in your morning cup of tea. They're probably 10 times larger than that. We're going to be pressing them in our CP4 screw press. And typical of all Vincent presses, they're driven from the inlet end. Here you have the motor and the gearbox driving the screw. There's the screw shaft you can see there. It's not on now, so it's not turning. That black UHMW piece is the shaft seal. And then the screw continues inside the inlet hopper where it's continuous. And then it goes into the screen section where it becomes interrupted. The flighting becomes interrupted. Everywhere there's a break in the flighting, there's a resistor tooth that goes in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth. These teeth are drilled out for steam or liquid injection. We usually don't drill the last one because that's where you want to get all that extra liquid back out. The liquid's intended to come through the screen, drop into the pan here, out the drain there. The solids must make their way out past this discharge cone that's actuated by an air cylinder. And the more pressure you put on the cylinder, the harder it is for it to come out, therefore the drier it is by the time it comes out. That's within a certain range. So that's the basics of the machine, and we'll start feeding it here pretty shortly.
What happened?
Okay, there you see the screw turning. Gives you an idea of the RPM. I think we have it running at 60 Hertz. It's normal RPM. Free liquid tends to come out right at the beginning of the screen. You can see in the inlet hoppers the bags have been dropped in already. The cone is still open. We tend to leave the cone open until we see solids start coming out to the end. When we see solids getting there, then we close the cone. We usually start with a low pressure and then work our way up until we get the desired press cake dryness. All presses come with a filter regulator lubricator and a cone reversing valve to open and close the cone. Here we're running at just over 20 psi. That may be adjusted as we run this material, but that happens to be where it's set now.
I'll run the cone in.
Alright, cone is going to get closed. What's interesting is those bags go in whole, but what you see coming out of the end of the press is just the tea from on the inside. I don't know if the bags are getting chewed up that much, but
Cut up before they go in.
okay, they're getting shredded or cut up before they even get to the screen section. It's working exceptionally well.
Think the paper's wrapping around the screw? It might. Okay, cake's coming out. If it stops, I'll reverse it.
It's nice to see the cone being opened like that with stuff coming out all the way around like it should.
Bill, would a 6-inch screw work better than a 4? Yep. Likely. It's just, right now, you really don't see any of the bag in there. Piece of bag.
Ah, there's little pieces of bag right there. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on, machine. There we go. Yep, okay. Yep, so they're mixed up in there, but the resistor teeth that stick down into the voids in the flighting and the passing flight kind of create a bit of a scissors action inside the press. So that's where you get that the chewing up of the bag. There's Bill feeding the press. A CP4, we have a large hopper, 8-inch by 8-inch square, and we have to, you can see there the angle at the bottom of the hopper. That's what we have to do in order to get it down to the 4-inch diameter screw. So Bill's being a little careful when he feeds it because the 4-inch press is the one that has the greatest tendency to bridge in the inlet hopper because of that large reduction in area that we need to make in order to get the stuff down to the screw. But we have a similar sized hopper on the 6-inch press, so you can imagine with a 6-inch screw it's much less of a reduction. That is squeezing very hard and no liquid that I can see at all.
20 psi on the cone.
And we have not adjusted it, so that's very good. 20 psi on the cone is something you could run very comfortably without feeling like you're overworking the press or anything of that nature. This is great, working terrifically.
Batch of tea bags to get our time press cake. Okay, yeah. Now give me the one that sort of, oh, if you squeezed it. Oh, no, give me one that sort of drip dry. Want a cup? I'll let you have my share. What are we doing?
I'm not sure of the end, or really of the origin or the end use, but...
Stan, you driving Sharon and me to the airport today? Well, I can. 1:30. I'm going to leave here at 1:30. Okay.
Well, I think I'm going to stop the video. It's working beautifully, so I don't know what else to show you. Maybe there's another little piece of paper there. That gives another idea. but they're not coming out very large. Another view of the press cake as it's being collected for the time test. Alright, I'll keep it running. Bob's going to reverse the screw direction just to see if the screen is blinded at all. He went 3 revolutions of the screw. Going forward again, we'll see if it increases, if there's a noticeable increase in the amount of liquid coming through the screen. Press cake is moving again. Looks like there might have been an improvement. I was not paying that close attention prior to the reversing cycle, but did you get squirted in the face?
No, it's all up here.
Oh, okay.
You're done?
Yeah, I think so.